let's go to Kamlan and let's start the game. I see Patches in the opening hands. I hope he mulligans it away.
Yeah, let's go. We see Patches here, so the Warrior is banned and the Reno Lock is banned. So yeah, you're gonna mulligan away everything, of course, not holding the golden Patches. He wants to get it for free out of his deck, obviously. And on the other hand, yeah, a Geomancer. So just a perfect one drop, a Trog. Here we go. And yeah, Small Time Buccaneer and Fire War Axe together with the 3-drop, pretty strong. Oh, another pirate.
Fiery Warx does seem like a pretty good answer to that Trog. It does mean that Pavel is going to have to hope to not draw Patches for one more turn.
Yeah. Nope, didn't. Oh, but that's actually not too bad, right? You can just clear off the Totem Golem for free.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like a really efficient use of the card, right? You can play it on curve on turn 2, buff up your Warx, you get the Warx to stick around for one more turn, and you do get the buff on the Buccaneer.
Yes.
And Patches. So this is a very, very high value turn for 2 mana.
Yeah, especially because your next turn will be even better. You still got the War Axe equipped now, so yeah, another pirate is waiting in the line. So many pirates want to get on the boat here.
So I'm looking at the glow. It's actually Pavel as the shaman, right? Strifecro is the warrior, I think.
Yeah, Strifecro is the warrior because Pavel's warrior got banned, and on the other hand we have
yeah, of course,
the warlock of Strifecro getting banned. Just clear it off. Perfectly fine. Going to the face, the only place.
Yeah, but now looking at Pavel's hand, he does have this new card that actually allows him to heal his hero. It's sort of like a much better antique heal bot in a way.
Yeah.
And it's one of the good cards for coming back against the Pirate Warrior. He's got a little board clear going on here with the Kobold Geomancer.
That outcome isn't bad either.
And no, it's not bad. But then again, looking at Strifecro's side of things, Dread Corsair, he can now play it for free without losing anything, alongside his minion, and also a fresh Fiery War Axe if he wants to.
Yeah, but Face might play Taunt here.
Right. Yeah, I think a lot of the time when you're playing Pirate Warrior, Face does have Taunt.
Yes, damn Face, damn Face. Huh. And do you go for the Equip War Axe? I'm not sure if you need to be afraid of weapon removal at all in this tournament.
Yeah, we've seen a surprisingly small amount of weapon removal. I suppose that could be partially because you can actually ban the classes that wield weapons, and it's not like every single top tier class is a weapon class right now. We are seeing Druids, we are seeing Reno Locks, we're even, yeah. So I guess it's just a little bit, there's just not enough space to fit in the weapon removal. But now Face doesn't have Taunt. In fact, a very solid 5/5 minion with Divine Shield actually has Taunt.
Yeah, that's kind of brutal if Face plays Taunt and Divine Shield on Taunt.
And now, Pavel, not quite on the back foot anymore. He's able to just buff up his thing from below, deal 7 damage, and next turn he's able to heal.
Yeah, and that's probably why like many players here brought the Dragon version of the Warrior, the Dragon Pirate version, because yeah, aggro decks, I'm not sure if they are too good in this meta.
Yeah, I mean, look how brutal it is as well. The fact that Strifecro was on 14 health as opposed to 12 health meant that he couldn't just Mortal Strike the thing from below to get rid of it. He actually had to face tank that. And you're right, unfortunately for Strifecro right now, this aggro deck is just not standing up against this, what we've seen yesterday several times to be this typical mid-range shaman, but you know, with these couple of new cards like this guy here, whose name I cannot recall.
Yeah, names. It heals.
Jinju Water Speaker.
Oh yes.
That's it. I remembered.
Suddenly.
And now, how does Strifecro ever deal 21 damage?
Yeah, maybe he can deal it next turn.
He's got 16.
Yeah. He needs to clear it off.
Yeah.
Just in order to not dying here.
Okay, is it safe for Strifecro to just leave this 6 damage on the board? He has 7 health.
He has no opportunity because if he trades off the board, he will never win, right?
Yeah. And he can squeeze in armor up this turn as well. He can squeeze in his hero power. So we've got Deckhand going face.
But 13 damage face, so you need to do 7 next turn. That's also like a tough question, right?
Yeah, because you think Leroy Jenkins, and that's not quite 7 damage.
No.
Then again, if Pavel feels that he needs to now trade the board to not die, is it possible that Strifecro gets 2 more turns?
Yeah, it's possible, but unlikely.
Yeah.
Especially because he can roll the Totem Golem twice. Okay, that was an arrow.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure.
What you wanted to suggest with this?
Okay, well...
Yeah, he's dead. That was an error because you die, right?
Yeah, right. Pavel's Shaman takes game number 1, and Strifecro's Warrior eliminated. You're absolutely right. The other Warrior was banned, so that's both Warriors out, one way or another,
Yes.
in this series. What do you think of that matchup? The mid-range Shaman versus the aggro, specifically Pirate version of Warrior?
I think he had a really good start with the Pirate Warrior. But yeah, as we see, face plays taunt, face plays heal, face wins.
Yeah, I guess it's the fact as well that he got the nice Kobold Geomancer with Maelstrom Portal when he needed to. The fact that he got a free Divine Shield on his thing from below.
Yes.
Also, that was quite
classic.
helpful, right? So yeah, it might not always go that way, but just the fact that Shaman does have these cheap ways of clearing the board, and now this brand new minion that also heals the face. I think Pavel had a very, very good shot there, and I think he was favored.
Yeah, especially because he can just play minions, heal and taunt at the same time, and yeah, do pressure. So keep the game short.
Now, Strifecro with his Druid, once more, as we saw yesterday, he swept Akawanda with this deck.
Yeah. Especially like in the mirror match, we mentioned it earlier. He did win because he said AK Wonder did tags that were against like the more aggressive types, and he was kind of favored because yeah, he just not tagged that much against aggressive builds. But yeah, I'm still not sure. It seems like the players are divided in which Druid deck is the best one. It seems like the best list isn't found yet, or maybe Strifecro got it.
Maybe. I mean, it's very interesting, I think, because the Group A Druids didn't include Jade at all, but Group B Druids, we've had Strifecro and we've had RDU, both with Jade Golem Druids. Just quite funny, and nothing but a coincidence how it ended up split in that way.
Yeah, maybe.
What?
Maybe like the players from Group A, it was all Group of Death, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they just like one step ahead, or maybe Group B is one step ahead in the meta, right?
Right, maybe.
Maybe.
Strifecro ramping up there nice and early. He's got the Azure Drake now on curve. On turn 3, I guess this is. And next turn, he's got several good choices by the looks of things.
Yeah, 6 drops and 2 3 drops. We fit perfectly. So, what's your choice here?
Pavel.
Just getting off the Drake.
Okay.
Getting a 2-1 here. Not too bad, not too good either.
Sequencing confused me then, but obviously it doesn't matter in
yeah,
that
it
scenario.
just doesn't matter.
So now, what is the play? He can Jade Blossom, Living Roots Hero Power. He can play one of the 6 drops. There's actually a lot of decisions to be made right now.
Yeah, ramping is always like not too bad, but a 6-drop on turn 6 should be always better. Right?
And it's not even turn 6 yet, that was turn 4
Yeah,
for the
exactly.
Druids. And yeah, you're right, a 6-drop on turn 4 doesn't seem bad at all. He does probably want to play the Jade Blossom sooner rather than later. As we all know, it doesn't actually grant him excess mana.
Yeah, but he needs to generate board here, and this play is just way better for board.
Problem is, for Strifecro, is that he's let that Blood Mage Thalnos live, so actually Pavel got the extra damage from the Spirit Claws there.
Yeah, clean and easy kill here. That's kind of unfortunate.
This 3-mana 5/5 does not have Divine Shield, unlike the previous one. But it's still looking like a really strong card, one that Strifecro is not going to be able to deal with very easily.
Yeah, but now the big question is, do you play removal or do you develop the board?
I think right, so he's only looking at 8 damage right now, 9 if you count the weapon as well. 30 health. I almost feel as though you need to take the opportunity to play Aya as soon as possible, just to get those Jade Golems bigger. I mean, he could even play Jade Idol in his hand.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's that? A 2/2, a
And a
3/3,
3/3.
and a 4/4 when Aya dies.
Yeah, and Aya herself.
And Aya herself, right? Exactly.
Playing into an AoE, but you really can't avoid playing into AoEs against the Shaman if you're a Jade, right?
Okay, so Strifecro is going to take a slightly different approach. He's actually going to clear the entire board with this play.
Yeah.
Which is great too. You know, you can never complain about clearing the board. This way, Pavel's Lightning Storm is completely useless. However,
For this turn, yes.
yeah, but however, there's still quite a few cards in Pavel's hand that are looking very strong right now.
Yeah, and he can fill up the board next turn, so he just resets everything on board. Goes for the minion play next turn, most likely. Can still fit in Living Roots as well. Ping from below. 2 mana, 5/5 taunt. Not too bad mana-wise.
Yeah, again, no Divine Shield, but that was very much a one-off in the last game.
Yes.
Can't hope for that every time you play a thing from below.
You could play 3 Jades this turn.
Yeah, I don't mind that, honestly. I think because Jade Blossom only gets worse the later into the game. Well, no, it gets better when the Jade Golems get bigger, but as far as value for the card goes, it's only getting worse. If he plays it now, at least he skips the 9-mana slot and has 10 next turn. And the fact that, yeah, like you said, you can play 3 Jade Golems, it does seem pretty strong. Alternatively, there aren't really any good plays he can make with Aya.
Yeah. Aya couldn't be too bad because the trades you got are quite decent. On the other hand, there is the weapon still equipped. So if there's like spell power, and he got spell power in his hand, we can see that. Could get a clean kill.
Okay, so he made the play that you first pointed out, which it does seem like the strongest play. Unfortunately, that Lightning Storm is not going to make Strifecro very happy.
No.
In just a moment.
Yeah, and additionally, top deck Trog goes to 3/3. Not too bad either for 1 mana. He's playing very mana efficient in this game. And oh, high roll!
Look at that! The Lightning Storm
Here we
clears the
go.
board. Leaving Strifecro kind of short on options now. He could play Drake and maybe Living Root to the Trog, but like everything he's got feels bad. Aya gives him a 5/5 and then gives him a 6/6 when she dies.
Yeah, just Living Root on the 2/2.
Yep.
Perfectly fine. Here we go.
So despite how well Pavel has been controlling this game with his board clears, clearing the board consistently, these Jade Golems are starting to get out of control now. The next one's a 6/6, and actually, Pavel's running out of ways to remove them.
Yeah, he would need a Hex. That would be perfectly fine in the spot, but he doesn't have it.
I wonder.
Yeah, still he's leading 1-0, so even if he loses this game, it's still undecided. But it doesn't look too bad either, right?
No, it's okay because Strifecro is so low on cards in his hand. Pavel has the Drake, he can cycle once more, he's got Living Roots, he's got the healing card again. Like he can stay at a pretty high health total for quite some time and rely on Drake and his next draw after that to hopefully pick up a Hex or something soon, just to help out to deal with the Jade Golems. The problem that Pavel is going to have is that it's going to get difficult soon for him to continue to develop the board and be aggressive to Strifecro's face, whilst also fending off these Golems.
Speaking of, do you mind going face here?
What, with the Lightning Bolt?
Yeah, just full face.
I think it was worth considering because you need to, if you're Pavel, you need to kill Strifecro soon.
Yeah.
You can't wait around. Jade Behemoth, this is another Golem. It's going to be a 6-6. Strifecro trades in Aya. He's going to make a 7-7.
Yeah, and board turned, and he got another taunt. Yeah. On the other hand, you got a heal, but you're losing board now, and you can't get it back, it seems. Oh, what's that?
The Flame Tongue Totem, I think. He grabbed it very, very quickly before we got a good chance
I won't show you.
to have a look. But I think I saw 0-3 stats and some red. There we go.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah,
Flame
there
Tongue
we go.
Totem.
There we go.
Which isn't bad at all.
No, it's quite good.
For 2 mana, clears almost the whole board. It still allows him to play Totem and the healer, the water healer.
Yeah. So the only question is, what do you heal? You could heal a minion, but I'm not sure if that's necessary because of swipe and stuff like that.
It's also an overload card, isn't it? The water healer.
Yeah.
So it actually does buff up the Trog to an 8-3.
Mm.
Now do you ever consider going face?
I wouldn't mind going face here, right? But if he heals up, it's kind of close because.
But he
Do you want to gamble that the druid doesn't have to damage?
Right. It's a tricky decision. Pavel's made up his mind.
Going.
He's going to the face.
And he needs only. Oh, there we go, right?
And it ended up being a mistake.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
who knows? It's hard to call it a mistake because
No.
Strifecro's next draw could have been another big Jade Golem or something, or maybe a swipe or something. So
Yeah, but a swipe would have been flattering.
right.
It could have been a swipe.
I don't know. It did seem like you've got an 8 damage Trog on the board. Your opponent has 12 health. There was definitely a large temptation.
Oh, you're Falcon and then punch.
Ah, that's wrong. We'll fix that shortly. Heading into the next game, 1-1 now then.
Yeah, 1-1.
So we're going to see Pavel's Priest once more.
Yeah, the priest. Is quite good in this tournament. We mentioned it. We haven't seen it today yet. But yesterday there were quite some dragon priests. A really strong mid-range deck, and yeah, of course it's the dragon priest again.
Ooh, this hand of Strifecro's though. I think the Priest wins this matchup through tempo, being as aggressive as possible. But Strifecro has a very interesting opening hand there. He can play Jade Behemoth now if he wants to. Or is that too weak to Shadow Word Pain?
Where would you play it now? You have still Bran in your hand. You can squeeze out another Jade Golem.
Yeah.
If you want to try, of course.
It's kind of a balancing act now, because obviously Bran could be used with the other Jade cards a little bit later, potentially. He's going for it.
He's going for it. Here we go.
I like this just because the Jade Behemoth trades so well with the Twilight Whelp. Yeah, you lose hard to Shadow Word Pain now. if Shadow Word Pain came out, you would really regret that.
The Shadow Word Pain was a card here.
But at the same time, you curve into Wrath, then you could even curve into Bran if the Jade Behemoth is still alive, and potentially get heavily rewarded for this risky play.
Yeah. I like it. High risk, high reward, right?
Yeah, exactly. And why not, right? against a deck. Pavel obviously counter-queued this priest. He believes the priest is better against the druid than his remaining warlock is.
Exactly.
So high risk, high reward seems like a pretty safe way of playing. Well, maybe not safe. Seems like a pretty good way of playing.
It's just the opposite of safe.
Yeah.
But
right.
yeah, as you mentioned, if you're behind in a match, every time you're behind in Hearthstone, you need to take risks
Yes.
to get high reward. And so that's perfectly fine here.
And in Last Hero Standing, if you just won a game, assuming your opponent picks the better class to beat your class, you kind of start behind.
Yeah.
So that's why I like Strifecro's play so much. And now, look at this. As I said before, Bran can come out behind the Jade Behemoth, and next turn, Jade Spirit with 2 Jade Golems is very much on the table.
Yeah, and then we go with the Jade mechanic. Twilight Guardian, not a bad card on turn 4, but it can't prevent the Jade Spirit. And afterwards, the Nourish just coming in at the right time.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Twilight Guardian's a great card to play on turn 4, isn't it? Usually, but it's not going to compete with this. And a problem that the Priest can have against Jade Druid is the fact that Dragonfire Potion, it does deal 5 damage, but it's not a light bomb. It doesn't kill all Jade Golems. Therefore, if Strifecro can get his Jade Golems big enough to survive the Dragonfire Potion,
yeah, especially because he will trade off his whole board. Because playing it on curve, most likely it will kill all Jade Golems, but...
and look at this, it's so brutal. Nourish now, later on, when turn 10 comes, you can draw 2 more cards. With the Wild Growth, I expect he won't be wanting to play those until turn 10.
Yeah, perhaps he will play one of those.
Possibly. That being said, that wasn't the most impressive Nourish.
No. It's still fine, because Thorough Rage could maybe clear off the minion.
Yeah, it's fine. The problem is now, obviously, he had no way of saving the Bran. Even if he did have a way of dealing with the operative, Bookworm was coming down and killing the Bran, which is a shame.
Yeah, but Bran did his job.
It did. Yeah, he did.
He's off duty now.
Yeah.
He's just sleeping.
Now Strifecro's turns awkward. He wants 4 more mana all of a sudden. Because Auctioneer and Double Wild Growth would be a pretty great turn.
Yeah, it would be sick, but you have to be aware of the tempo, because there are 8 damage on the board. That's not too comfortable for you as a druid. So he needs to clear off some damage here. Just playing the Jade.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Strifecro really wants to pick up something good that he can play next turn, just to kind of wait a little bit longer, and then he's going to want to play Auctioneer Wild Growth on turn 10 just to start getting this cycling going. Ancient of War, probably not a card that Strifecro expected or wanted to
Oh, there's
see.
another one.
Battle of the Trees.
Yay. Yeah, that's actually a good card in Priest as well, right?
Yeah, as it happens, it is, with a nice little hero power that just complements it.
Yeah, and Ragnaros next turn. Not too bad, right?
Yeah, so Strifecro is running out of time. He needs to get these Jade Golems like going pretty quickly.
Yeah, and there's still the AoE in the hand of Pavel.
So what looks like a very strong start from
Silence.
Strifecro.
Oh my god, Silence is so strong here. But he just doesn't care about it.
You know, it's been such a long time since Silence has really been a big part of Hearthstone.
Yeah.
I actually forgot that mechanic, like when you silence the Ancient of War, that it becomes a 5.
Oh,
it's been such a
okay.
long time since we've seen that happen.
Yeah, I'm missing the owl.
Okay, well, Gadgetzan Auctioneer comes down now. Strifecro cannot afford to wait until he gets excess mana.
And
There's the conceit!
oh damn. Okay, so his druid goes down.
Leaving him with just the Shaman deck.
Yeah, so we will see it, the druid versus the shaman next. And yeah, so the druid, did it perform good or bad?
It's difficult to say, because with that start, with the Bran, well, firstly, innovating out a 6-drop on turn 1.
Yeah.
We've seen what druids can do when they innovate out a 6-drop on turn 1. And then with the Bran into the Jade Spirit, it seemed strong, but I guess the Priest was just able to get the kind of mid-game tempo down onto the board.
Yeah. So Tunnel Truck, turn 1. Always a good start.
Yep. Don't need 2 of them. The thing is now that Strifecro has had to switch into his Shaman. Obviously, it's his only remaining deck, so he hasn't been able to choose. Which means if Strifecro is going to win this series and stay in the tournament, he actually needs to beat both Pavel's Priest and his Warlock. Which, a bit of an uphill battle. Reno Lock, probably a matchup he's not particularly looking forward to.
He gets back the second truck. It's just sticky. It's just like...
You're not complaining if the cards that are staying in your hand even after the mulligan are 1-drops, though, are you?
Yeah. Especially if you got Tunnel Truck and Feral Spirits in your hand.
Yeah.
Are you mocking me?
So, Rumust Agent. Another card you want to see. Oh.
Yeah. Looking at Pavel's start here, Wormist Agent into the, is it Cabal Talon Priest? Seems like a pretty strong start. Strifecro really needs to not draw patches next turn.
Yes. Like always, right?
Yeah. Because he had the option to play both 1-drops now. Instead, he opted to go with the Totem Golem, which does raise the risk very slightly of him picking up patches.
Yeah, but it's just so much better overall. And
Yes.
why would you play Small Time Buccaneer into a 2/4? So
Yeah, exactly.
you can still play it next turn and kill it off. But yeah, there's another one.
Yeah.
Like what the?
So patches and Totem Golem are going to be able to deal with one of these. It's funny how we're talking about a card that's still in the deck and what it's going to do next turn, because one way or another there is going to be a patches on the board.
Ooh. And next turn there will be 7/7s.
Yeah.
Or one at least. Not too bad for 4 mana.
Does Strifecro ever consider playing a hero power here? I don't think so.
No.
But there was a little bit of hesitation.
You just need to play it because you need the 1 damage on top. Most likely. Not attacking with the 2/3. He didn't do it last turn.
Right. So
I'm not too sure. You could do it.
The
Also,
thing
you
is-
want to save it because you're getting overloaded by 2 next turn.
the thing is about these Dragon Priest decks is that they're not running Wild Pyromancer, and they're not running Arcanine Soul Priest Circle of Healing. So at this stage, Strifecro has no reason to play around AoE whatsoever. He can just go as wide as he possibly as he wants to. And as you said earlier, there is a 7/7 coming down for Strifecro next turn, potentially buffing, in fact, yeah, definitely buffing both Tunnel Trogs.
Yeah, what's better than a 7/7? Getting like 4 attack on
A
the board
7/7
immediately.
plus 4 attack.
Yes.
Yeah. You're right, that is better than a 7/7.
Yeah, and next turn you can play Feral Spirits on card.
You going for the full board clear here? Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure if you have to.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fine like this.
okay. Again, no reason to play around board clears just yet.
Yeah, you have a
Oh.
problem because you need to push damage now. The priest is still at full health, so just trading the board is too slow.
Just want to point out how strong this Flame Wreath Faceless was there. I gasped when I saw the Potion of Madness, and then realized, oh, it doesn't affect minions that have 3 or more attack.
Yeah.
So without the Flame Wreath Faceless, one of those trogs, either of those trogs, could have been stolen with Potion of Madness.
Yeah, and killed off your totem column.
Yeah. So actually, that overload coming in really handy, and now, if he wants to, Strifecro can buff up that Tunnel Trog even more.
Yeah, 6 attack for 1 mana creature. Would play again.
Yeah. Reminds
16
me of
damage, yeah.
Undertaker and Secret Keeper and all of these other ridiculous cards that Mana Worm.
Yeah, good, but the Undertaker would have been 6/7.
That's true. That's true. Maybe only 6/5 has taken 2 damage.
Yeah, okay. I don't mind that.
Only a 1 mana 6/5. Anyway.
The question, do you play around AoE slightly here? If he plays Nova?
what does Nova actually do? It clears up and allows you... It clears up everything except the Flame Wreath Faceless, and actually lets both dragons live. So Holy Nova would be pretty bad.
I think you have to trade anyhow, because the 3-1 trades off one of the Feral Spirits, and that's not too good. You might risk losing your 6-1 drop, but you're losing it anyhow.
Yeah, that was almost as strong as Holy Nova. For 1 mana though.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. Then again, there is still a 7-7 on the board. And potentially Pavel, he can be put down to 7 health this turn if Strifecro chooses to. Although I believe he's going to have to at least trade a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to protect the 7-7. As he knows, there's no answer in the hand of Pavel. Oh, taunt?
Well, that also, if Pavel wants to trade, that does allow him to clear the Flame Wreath Faceless.
My shield for Argus.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do it, right? It's an aggressive deck, so you're not afraid of the AoEs. You could trade into the Horse Rider with the 4-6 and just go face with the 3-2.
Okay, yeah, sure. Flame Wreath Faceless can't hit the face anyway. Shaman does have board clears and does have spell damage. So, is it ever possible for Strifecro to clear the board here? Not with this hand. But if his both cards were spell damage somehow, and then he picked up a Lightning Storm.
Yeah, one card is pretty long in his hands. Think
Yeah,
from
that's
below,
easy.
so you could set him onto an AoE, or like think from below, which is or single damage.
Ooh, this got close.
Yeah, I think the play was quite fine.
It's surprising to me that Thing from Below still costs 5 mana on turn 7. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, in aggro decks you do, but
Well, yeah, that's true. It's because Strifecro is running the type of Shaman which can't really afford to just sit back and play the hero power. This is a really tough turn, though.
you could clear the 4-4 with the Lava Burst. Seems to be fine, not taking too much damage. Oh,
I didn't mind that myself. Strifecro decided to, well, essentially try and clear the 4-4 in a slightly different way, force it to trade. But we can see there's a silence there. Again, doing some serious work, allowing Pavel to just kill the Flame Wreath Faceless.
yeah, it's quite good. But still, 5 damage left on the board.
What is a loon's will?
Yeah, you're right, it's still close.
I see gold in your
Yeah, but as you mentioned, he's trading off the 7-4. Finally, it goes off the board. Did some serious damage here to the priest's face. Lesser heal.
So 3 off lethal now.
Oh.
1 off lethal now.
He might run
Spell
the
Power
Spell
Totem. Spell Power
Totem.
Totem would do it.
Oh.
Didn't go for it, didn't go for it.
Oh. Yeah, you don't have to, right? You've seen one defender of Argus.
I agree. It was a 1 in 4 to win the game, but if you lost the 1 in 4, you would have had to make a much worse play. So I think this is definitely the better way to win the game in the long run for Strifecro.
So he needs a good hit with Ragnaros right now. No,
It's not
it's
even
also
good
not,
enough, is it?
No, it's not good enough.
So he needs a good Jack-in-it operative.
Oh,
That'll do it!
Lava Burst.
Well, I mean, I say that'll do it. It sort of does it, but it doesn't do
yeah,
it.
that will do it for Strifecro.
It was one of the best things that Pavel could have gotten in
Yeah.
that situation.
It was like just like the book,
Yeah.
but you die anyhow.
Yeah. So, final game coming up next.
Yeah.
It's the Shaman versus Priest.
The Shaman versus the Priest. We just saw Shaman versus Priest.
Shaman versus Reno Lock.
Okay,
Just
I
saw
was just
Shaman versus-
wondering. Did I just versus the Reno Lock, and this is quite interesting because either you do Reno or not, right?
Right. Do you think that's what this whole matchup comes down to?
It used to be like that. Nowadays the Reno logs are so strong because they have like, I think maybe 850 cards are there in Hearthstone, so it's the biggest card pool in the history of Hearthstone, if I'm right.
Yes, you are, because we lost 2 sets when standard format started. GVG and Naxxramas rotated out, but since then we've gained 3 sets, 2 of them being full-on expansions. So it's definitely the biggest card pool we've ever had.
Yeah, and Kazakus is a nice addition beside many other cards for the Reno log. So it's I think it's the peak of the power level of the Reno log right now, and it's one of the scary stacks out there.
Yes.
So most of the time you don't need to play Reno turn 6, 7 or 8 to win games against more aggressive decks.
Yeah, you mentioned Kazakus. I think it's one of the strongest cards that's helping out Reno a lot, because on turn 4 you can drop Kazakus, on turn 5 you get a board clear, or you can at least freeze your opponent's minions, or you get to deal so much to one minion. So many choices. It takes Discover to the next level. And looking at this board right now, Strifecro doesn't have a way of dealing with this Doomsayer.
Yeah, an early Doomsayer often is the best solution versus Acrolades. And on top...
Oh my goodness, Swampoos.
Yeah, oh.
That feels bad for
That
Strifecro.
hurts.
He had the Spirit Claws, hadn't attacked with it once, and there it goes.
So he needs to play the 7/7 next turn. Probably he could play Ferris Brits now into Hero Power, but that's kind of slow.
I don't think he can afford to play the 7/7 next turn, because like one way or another, he needs to do something about the Swampoos. He needs to either Lightning Bolt it or play Feral Spirits.
Yeah, but how do you win after falling behind here?
Good question. Good question. So you just like Totem Pass?
Because Reno log can deal with the 7/7 later in the game, but not in the early game. Normally there are ways turn 4, but it's just maybe it's just too slow here. So he needs to do anything, like put anything out there on the board. Ooh, a turn into Kazakus.
I mean, on one hand, that's great because it's got Taunt, right? Bran has Taunt in this position.
Yeah. And if he just like needs to trade into here, yeah, that's quite unfortunate. Oh yeah, okay, he can clear it off.
He
clean.
can, but that means having to use this lightning to load himself again, which is fine because
Which is completely
he
fine.
can still play Flame with Faces
Yeah.
next turn. But if you're Pavel, you've just put out Bran, you're probably not complaining too much that it's been cleared. Yes, you don't get the double Kazakus, but do you need it?
Actually, you don't necessarily need it. It's always nice to have, right?
You can create 2 very different spells that do very different things that will help you out in the game, but against a more aggressive deck like this Shaman, it's not as vital. In a control mirror match, you definitely always want the Bran into Kazakus, and possibly another Discover as well.
But this is completely fine because your opponent has whole turn 4, which were only 2 mana, just on the side. But use his turn 4 just not to develop the board, not to develop damage, but just to remove your 2/4, like you're on curve, 3-drop. What will he take?
Well, honestly, I haven't learned all of the options. Assume a 5 mana spell is the obvious decision. The fact that he's got Reno Jackson as well to curve into afterwards, Pavel seems to be in a very safe spot at the moment.
Yes, the safest spot you can be.
Yeah, right. Unless Strifecro somehow bursted him down from 27.
Yes.
We haven't actually had a look at what that spell does, and in fact, I believe Pavel's playing in the Russian client, so we're not going to be able to read what the spell does until it appears on Strifecro's screen. So we're going to have to just play the guessing game. What did he take?
He was thinking quite long about.
Yep, I don't understand that. Something 4. The number 4 was there. Deal 4 damage to all minions?
Yeah, 4 damage to all minions, that has to be, right? And there was a 2, so maybe... What's the 2?
Freeze 2 minions?
Yes, that's possible. Yeah.
Just guessing here.
No, that's right. I think that's the solution. It can also be like buff your minions, I guess.
I think one of them is is give all of your minions full health.
Yeah, okay, we'll just see, I guess.
Either way, that was a pretty great clear from Pavel there, being able to silence, making this comeback. Silence the taunt, trade into the bigger minion with power overwhelming, putting him well ahead. The problem is, Strifecro with the Shaman doesn't often win this matchup from a behind position. Like, he needs to play the aggressive game, he needs to be in front. And now how does he overtake Pavel?
Actually, I don't see a way.
No, it seems a little bit early to call this game as being over, but you're right. I can't think of any miracle card in Strifecro's deck that allows him to come back. Now we'll see what the card does.
Yeah, it's freeze.
Deal 4 damage.
Oh, draw 2 cards.
Yeah, we missed
yeah.
draw 2. That's the
Oh,
obvious
yeah,
one. If you're dealing 4 damage to all minions, why would you then want to freeze 2 of them, I guess?
Yes.
Especially as it actually sometimes freezes the one that just died as well.
Yeah, that's on. Yeah, okay. It makes sense to draw 2 cards here. It's basically one of the best outcomes here for him. Draw 2 cards, clear board.
Yeah, right. For a Reno deck as well, which is you know, infamously inconsistent when it comes to card draw. That's the reason Reno Lock is so good, because they can draw every turn, but getting 2 more cards for free feels pretty good.
Yeah. Feels like Christmas.
It feels like Christmas. Very soon.
Yeah, very
Very soon.
Oh, Christmas already now for the Reno Lock at least.
We're gonna be Christmas. Okay, enough Christmas.
Happy restore.
We unfortunately don't see the Discover either. Taunt,
Oh, it's a dawn.
you know, that's fine.
That's
And Pavel's at the stage here where he's not even bothered. He doesn't even care about healing. Like, refreshment vendor, heal for 1. Yeah, that'll do, right?
yeah, let's paint the number white again.
He's not doing what you often have to do with this card and waiting for maximum value and at least getting down to 26 health before you play it. He just doesn't care. No, he's
Yeah.
ahead on the board and he has a bigger hand.
Yeah, and it's just like, one more minion on my board.
Yeah. And although Strifecro's board is getting bigger, it doesn't look like it's ever going to last, because we can see Pavel has the Fellfire Potion.
It's getting bigger, but not better.
Right.
Yeah, charge.
He's in charge and he's got charge. Yeah, that's a good one. I never noticed that before.
Okay.
I'm going to get flamed so bad by Twitch chat for saying that.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully.
I deserve it too.
Okay. One lonely lava burst in his hand.
Leroy Jenkins is a card that Strifecro wouldn't mind having right now.
Yeah, but would it help?
Probably not. He'd just attack with it and then Reno would come out. I'm surprised that Pavel's not playing the Fellfire Potion. He's going for a... I might Shadow Flame, I guess. Sure.
Yeah. He could have done it the other way
Yeah,
around.
yeah, I
It's
was
the
thinking
same.
that.
It's
Either
the
way
same
around is the same
outcome.
result.
So. Ooh, Blood Mage Thanos. Additional damage.
Adding 3 additional damage, actually. It's the Lava Burst and also...
If he played Lava Burst now, okay, you're right. But I was thinking maybe he can hold on to
I
it.
think Strifecro had to. I think he's at the stage where he has to win now or he loses. And Strifecro is also at the stage where if Pavel has Reno Jackson in his hand, he always loses.
Yeah.
Unfortunately
We're gonna be rich.
unfortunately for Strifecro, Pavel's going to be rich as this game
And
is
another Shield Bearer.
another shield bearer.
It's just the second one. It's
Poor
just
Strifecro.
like, oh, Strifecro.
He had the worst journey over here. Really tough game last night.
And he won.
He won it, but unfortunately wasn't quite good enough to get him through
Yeah.
to the quarterfinals.
I think in the meantime he got too much sleep.
He got to... Yeah, I said to Lothar before, maybe that's Strifecro's secret. Maybe he plays better while tired.
Yeah. Maybe his unconscious mind is playing in a sleep mode.
But you know, if you have to be eliminated from one of these tournaments, getting eliminated by the world champion, probably not the worst feeling.
Yeah, I think it feels the same.
You think it feels bad too?
It feels the same, I guess.
He'd be salty about the bracket.
You just traveled 24 hours.
I played 3 games of Hearthstone and then was told to leave, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind getting eliminated by whoever.
for the record, Strifecro's not actually going to be told to leave. That's not what happens.
No. Oh, finally the Doomhammer combo, but damage is stacking up here. You can clear off both minions, give your opponent heal totem.
And draw another card.
Finally he can draw a card. he wasn't able to draw a card out of Thanos for 2 turns now, because of the taunt guy.
Yeah.
The shield bearer.
Completely over yet, but Strifecro's only dealing 2 damage to the face.
Yeah. Putting him down to 24.
Right. 24. Bearing in mind, he still has 2 healing cards in his hand. Siphon Soul, Earthring Farseer, he has a Taunt, and he's just going to die to Leroy. Leroy Fellfire Potion is actually, oh wow, not even necessary.
No.
Okay, Pavel, there's his battle tag if anyone wanted to add it.
Oh, don't say that.
But yeah, congratulations, Pavel, now through quarterfinals.
Yeah, finally, and man, what a brutal game.